Gascoignes Memories, Number 4. In haste post haste, when first my wandering mind beheld the glistering court with gazing eye, such deep delights I seemed therein to find as might beguile a graver guest than I. The stately pomp of princes and their peers did seem to swim in floods of beaten gold. The wanton world of young delightful years was not unlike a heaven for to behold, wherein did swarm for every saint a dame, so fair of hue, so fresh of their attire, as might excel Dame Cynthia for fame, or conquer Cupid with his own desire. These and such like were baits that blazed still before mine eye to feed my greedy will. Before mine eye to feed my greedy will, 'gan muster eke mine old acquainted mates, who helps the dish of vain delight to fill my empty mouth with dainty delicates. And foolish boldness took the whip in hand to lash my life into this trustless trace, till all in haste I leapt aloof from land, and hoist up soil to catch a courtly grace. Each lingering day did seem a world of woe, till in that hapless haven my head was brought. Waves of vain hope so tossed me to and fro, in deep despair to drown my dreadful thought. Each hour a day, each day a year did seem, and every year a world my will did deem. And every year a world my will did deem, till lo, at last to court now am I come, a seemly swain that might the place beseem, a gladsome guest embraced of all and some. Not there content with common dignity, my wandering eye in haste, yea, post haste, beheld the blazing badge of bravery, for want whereof I thought myself disgraced. Then peevish pride puffed up my swelling heart to further forth so hot an enterprise, and comely cost began to play his part in praising patterns of mine own devise. Thus all was good that might be got in haste, to prick me up and make me higher placed. To prick me up and make me higher placed, all came too late that tarried any time. Pills of provision pleased not my taste, they made my heels too heavy for to climb. Methought it best that boughs of boisterous oak should first be spread to make my feathers gay, till at the last a deadly dinting stroke brought down the bulk with edge tools of decay. Of every farm I then let fly a lease, to feed the purse that paid for peevishness, till rent and all were fall'n in such disease as scarce could serve to maintain cleanliness. They bought the body, fine, firm, lease, and land, and all were too little for the merchant's hand. All were too little for the merchant's hand, and yet my bravery bigger than his book. But when this hot account was coldly scanned, I thought high time about for me to look. With heavy cheer I cast my head aback, to see the fountain of my furious race, compared my loss, my living, and my lack, in equal balance with my jolly grace, and saw expenses grating on the ground like lumps of lead to press my purse full oft, when light reward and recompense were found, fleeting like feathers in the wind aloft. These thus compare, I left the court at large, for why? The gains does seldom quit the charge. For why? The gains does seldom quit ye charge. And so say I, by proof, too dearly bought, my haste mad west, my brave and brain-sick barge, did float too fast to catch a thing of naught, with leisure, measure, mean, and many mo. I mote have kept a chair of quiet state, but hasty heads cannot be settled so, till croaked fortune give a crabbed mate, as busy brains must beat on tickle toys, As rash invention breeds a raw devise, so sudden falls do hinder hasty joys, and as swift baits do fleetest fish entice. So haste makes waste, and therefore now I say, no haste but good, where wisdom makes the way. No haste but good where wisdom makes the way, for proof whereof behold the simple snail, who sees the soldier's carcass cast away, with hot assault the castle to assail, by line and leisure climbs the lofty wall, and wins the turret's top more cunningly than doughty Dick, who lost his life and all, with hoisting up his head too hastily. The swiftest brings forth the blindest whelps. The hottest fevers, coldest cramps ensue. The nakedest needs hath over least helps. With Neville then I find this proverb true, that haste makes waste, and therefore still I say, no haste but good, where wisdom makes the way. Sic Tuli.